How's it going? How's it going? Mr. Deadman here. Rant and chill. We're talking about fatherless homes. There is no good reason, no good excuse for any man to not be there for his child. Period. None. And I mean that. I thought long and hard about the what if the parent is abusive. I mean this when I say there is no good excuse. So for all the men out there that have kids but are not part of their life, what good excuse do you have? You have no excuse. If your excuse is, well, you can't quit the fentanyl, then maybe go harder on the fentanyl. If your excuse is, hey, I can't quit the booze, I can't quit, the coke or the heroin or whatever, and I guess go harder on it. I don't know what to tell you. Because if you're going to tell me it's because of booze and drugs, you can't be around your son or daughter, you can't be the father for them, then that's on you, man. You're letting those substances control you. Yeah, sure, make it sound so easy to quit. But then again, it's a bunch of excuses. A bunch of excuses that prevent you from even trying to quit, even trying to be the master of your domain and to be there for your child, for your children. Nah, there is no good excuse. If you are a man and you have a son or daughter out there and you can't be part of their life, no respect. No respect. Now, there's exceptions to that. If your son or daughter is with a mom and that mom is making it difficult for you to be involved, like went out of the country, okay, all right. Went to the court and maybe create some lies or whatever, made it impossible for you to get involved. Okay, all right. Those are exceptions there. But if you're going to tell me that due to faults of your own, that you can't be involved with your kids, even if you are separated from their mom, even if you can't stand her, no respect. No respect. Children need fathers. They need good fathers. They need really good fathers to look up to. That's important. I mean, there's plenty of stats to show what happens with fatherless homes. The stats do not look good. You've heard them before. John C., who needs a dad when Uncle Corn Pop gives me food stamps? Viva Las Mexico. Yeah, that's right. When the government can be your dad and your mom. Things are not looking good, man. 61%. That's where we're at right now. 61%. Unless that stat is crazy. Sounds crazy. 61% of what? 61% apparently of households are single parent. So the majority of households in America are single parent. Are you kidding me? That can't be right. That doesn't make any sense. No, I'm making that up. What if that was true, huh? That's not true. That's not true. What is the percentage, though? 2020. Let's find out. Let's find out. Single parent statistics 2020. Let's see, there are 11 million single parent families in the U.S. Single moms make up 8.5 million of those families. Single dads make up 2.5 million families. Okay. It's like 1 out of 4 kids is in a single parent household. That's what it's looking like. And the number's increasing because it's accepted. Let me backtrack a little bit. Look, the fact is, fatherless households seem to be more likely to produce or lead to crime, poverty. These things are true. These things have been shown based on stats. There seems to be a correlation between fatherless households and poverty, which makes sense. You remove the dad out of the picture, he's no longer there. He can't help provide for the family. Oh, but why do I need him when I have food stamps? Yeah, enjoy that poverty life with the food stamps and Medicaid and all that stuff. Enjoy that scraping bottom, scraping by, not even trying. Though there are families that use food stamps and Medicaid that don't really qualify, at least wouldn't qualify if they're really honest about certain incomes. But, not that I have seen that personally. Same with crime. I mentioned crime earlier. Children growing up in single-parent households are more likely to engage in they're already more likely to develop problematic behaviors. We'll get into that in a minute. But they're also more likely to get into crime early on. A lot of people will blame the system. They'll blame the system for how these adolescents get arrested and get thrown through the system and all this stuff, and it'd be like, oh, it's a problem. The system's corrupt and all that stuff. Arresting all these kids. No. These kids got that way for a reason. Because at 7, at 8, they're already stealing. They're already assaulting, maybe even murdering. Murdering. I mean, that's true. It's very real that there's 7-year-olds out there that are murderers at the age of 7. Kill at the age of 7. What? Who does that? It wouldn't be little gangbangers. They get involved in the criminal element. They emulate behaviors that they see older kids, adolescents. They emulate their problematic behaviors, their violent, aggressive behaviors, because they don't have a dad to look up to. And the mom can't control them. The mom's not going to control them. The mom's too busy getting the hair done, getting the nails done, or trying to date, trying to find the next baby daddy to collect child support from. That's true. And some might say I'm describing a certain demographic. That's not necessarily true. But if you think that way, I mean, that's because of the stats. It is what it is. I'll say, oh, yeah, I know my fair share of white trash families are kind of like that too. But it seems to be more likely, statistically speaking, of people with more melatonin in the skin. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem. Shit, you got to think about the daughters too. Daughters growing up without fathers. That is cliche. Oh, the girl with the daddy issues. How do you think they get daddy issues? They get daddy issues when their dad is abusive to them. They get daddy issues when their dad is not even there in the picture. And they're looking for a father figure. They're looking for that man. And think about that. When the single mom has a daughter and is dating these boyfriends, bringing these boyfriends home, banging them on the couch or whatever, thinking her daughter's asleep. No, her daughter's not asleep. Her daughter is aware of what's going on. Her daughter's very much aware of the cocaine parties that she brings in the living room, that her mom brings in. These guys that come in, maybe two at the same time. They may have some Jameson, some coke, some weed. The daughter saw all that. And to the daughter, that becomes normal. That becomes normal. Okay? So you think, well, how these daughters get all fucked up. They see that shit. And we haven't gotten to the part where maybe the boyfriend realizes, hey, there's a daughter in the home. See, the other thing with fatherless households, that's very real, is that homes without a father, those kids are more likely to be abused. I'd say, I gotta look into this, but I wonder about sexual abuse. What do you think? Yeah, sure. It's true. Biological fathers will abuse their daughters. That happens. It's not supposed to happen, but of course it happens. Now, it seems like it would be much easier for someone who's not even related to rationalize, abusing them. I work cases with families, okay? I got to tell you, these sexual abuse cases I've worked, most of them are with a boyfriend or a stepfather. There was only one that I worked that was with an actual father. And looking at the details now, honestly, it looks like a bunch of drunken idiots got the wrong idea of what happened there. Because maybe all the dad was trying to do was check his own daughter to see if she was wet because she was wearing a diaper. And she was in that potty training age right there. So I only worked one sexual abuse case that had a biological father. And that one may not even actually be sexual abuse. In fact, that case was closed. I was unable to determine, I believe. So, and what I do, for those who don't know, CPS stuff. Okay, investigating families, things like that. So I can tell you from personal experience, from interacting with all sorts of families, the problems I see in the home when they don't have a father. Most of my cases that I receive that are abusive, that are going to be abuse and neglect, they don't have a father in the home. Or if they do have a father in the home, he's on drugs. So he's not in the home. He's not in the home mentally. He's not stable. He's going around, going out, and getting caught up in bullshit. Which I said in the beginning of this, if that's you, no respect. No respect. Johnson, what's going on? What about the pastor in New York who raped this kid for years after the mom died? Well, that pastor needs to burn in hell. A shotgun to his dick. Let's say Chauncey Fats, the government loves tearing families apart, the ones that try to stay together. You know, that's a good point. See, there's an incentive to not be together. When the government offers a safety net for families that can barely make it, it seems nice. And I get the intention. Certain families could use it, yes. But it also makes it easier if a relationship's not going to work to just split, go, or whatever. Which is fine, except for the fact that what ends up happening is, because certain services and certain things, especially with the way the courts are planned or are designed, a woman can get with a man, get pregnant, doesn't like that man, doesn't want him around, screw him, she'll leave and take his money. At the same time, though, why doesn't she want that man around? What is that man doing? But then you know what? This stream isn't about relationships. I don't care if the relationship works or doesn't work. The thing I have a concern with is that, from what I've seen, that sperm donor, that dude who just busted a nut in this chick and thought he could quit and everything be fine, finds out that he has a child. He's never really around. Now, it's mixed from personal experience, work with families. Some of these moms won't even bother naming the dad. Won't even bother. He's never on the child support. He's not even the real dad. It's like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works here in this state. Okay. I mean, you're collecting child support, aren't you? So yeah, he's the dad. He's the dad. You know him enough to get his child support money, but you don't know him enough to give him a name, to drop his name and location information when the government man, a CPS man, is asking for that information, so he can get involved in the family, get involved in the bullshit that you're going through. That's how low some of these women will go. Or even when they get like a case, CPS case, even maybe it's bullshit, maybe some bullshit allegations. It's like an open and shut case, easy thing. But they don't want the baby daddy to know about it because they don't want to cause drama. No, we're required by law to notify the baby daddy or baby mama, whatever, because it's a government agency talking to the family. Also, the other thing is, though, you want them to be notified because, hey, this, your son and daughters involved in this stuff. You know, you have a right to know. And but the mom don't want anything to do with that. Doesn't want that because it's awkward, uncomfortable. See, let me say, I don't really care about the drama that the baby daddy and the baby mama have with one another. I don't care about that. They should be able to set that aside. It's easy to say. Very easy to say. Most can't do that. Because let's be honest. Most people, they walk around, operate with the mentality of an adolescent. They get easily triggered, easily heated by little bullshit, and they can't, like petty stuff. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. When you see couples fight over things that don't make any sense, over dumb shit. Yeah. Yeah, that they. But why is the woman adamant about not wanting to name the dad in that situation I was describing? Because she doesn't have to. She's not. She feels like she could do it on her own. She could be super mom and do it on her own. And you have the media saying, "Moms, you can do it all," when that is not true. It's not fair to the children. It's not fair to the mom, and it's not fair to the dad. No, moms can't do it all. They're not supposed to. Dads can't do it all either. They're not designed to. They're not supposed to. It takes two. It doesn't take a village to raise a kid. It only really takes two, a mom and a dad. It requires a village when the mom and dad aren't there. I guess you've ever heard that expression, it takes a village to raise a child. What kind of child are we talking about? Where's the mom and a dad in this village, huh? What are they doing? Are they both working? Okay, then maybe. Yeah, all right. Sure. John C. Fatsack, thank you for watching. This channel's new. Some new blood will be coming to here soon. I have some pretty good feelings about that. This goes, family unit is really important. It doesn't even have to be kin. Humans are tribal, and they need cooperative of both genders. Yes, that's true. True. It doesn't even have to be kin, doesn't even have to be blood. And that, you know what? That reminds me of something too. About being a father or father figure. There are situations where the mom doesn't want that dad around because maybe that dad is a total piece of shit. Okay. Then that mom is totally justified there. But I would say it would be very helpful for you to bring in a strong, positive male figure in your children's life. Okay? Whether it be your dad, maybe the grandfather's around, okay? Maybe he could be that. Okay, if you have that, cool, fine. Maybe it could be you just bring in these strange dudes in the house, you run a pretty big risk, especially with these strange dudes if they're just random Tinder dates. Good God, girl. If they're just random dates from the bar, all right, I see you're really trying. Like, your kids see this stuff. They're processing what's going on. They see their mom bringing random dudes home, and those dudes, your son doesn't respect them. Your daughter doesn't respect them. And your daughter doesn't respect you. Neither does your son. The son and daughter know when their mom is being a hoe. Now, one thing I want to ask John C., anyone, in case anyone else is watching, maybe later on down the road, did you grow up in a single parent household? Did you have other families? Did you have a mom and a dad? I guess you could say I'm lucky or privileged or whatever. My mom and dad, they're still married. They had issues, of course, but yeah, they were married, and the only issue I had was that I just resented my dad because he wouldn't let me play video games, or has other stuff other than that too. But he was really strict with chores and how to do certain things around the house and all that little things. I look back at it now, I realize how silly it was. But when I was 11 years old, yeah, I couldn't stand my fucking dad. I was like, nah. I hated him for dumb reasons. But I hated him because he was right. He was right. I don't know how I would turn out if it wasn't for him. Like, if I didn't have my father in the home to be that father figure, and there was like these other dudes going in and out, I don't know. Like, looking back at it, how I would try to weasel my way out of being grounded and try to like manipulate my mom, like psychologically, it was bullshit. Like, oh, you can't really ground me for this because technically he said this, whatever. And I'd find little ways to like sneak around stuff and challenge her authority. Like it would be, I'd be running that house. Shit. In a hypothetical world, in a parallel dimension, if I grew up in a household without a father around, I could have had behaviors that would have driven my mom into like alcoholism or popping pills or whatever. I could have become an Ethan Ralph. Okay, a much taller Ethan Ralph. I already drink like him. I just manage it better. I didn't think I was gonna make a Killstream reference. Ethan Ralph, for any of you guys who don't know, of course you guys know. But for those that watch who don't know, Ethan Ralph is a 300-pound fucking loser, pill popping, Maker's Mark drinking, land well, more like a manatee. That he's a father. He's a father, but he's not gonna be around for his child. So to me, he's absolutely worthless. He might as well just suicide himself because his life is worth nothing. Guys, when I said earlier that I have no respect for men who are fathers but aren't fathers, especially when it is their fault, especially when they choose to be not the father because they can't quit the sauce, they can't quit their selfish lifestyle. That's bullshit. Go fuck yourself. You don't need to be here. Okay? You are creating, you are making the problem worse. You're not helping society. You're fucking up society. You're planting shit seeds. You're planting shit trees. More shit trees that are just going to make more shit apples. And those shit apples are going to fall and make more shit trees. The forest of shit. That's what you're making. We don't need that. So now, when the long arm of the law, when the father figure of the government, the police, go to crack down and enforce laws and enforce order, you got these children that are raised without fathers who can't handle it. And all these families that don't have fathers who just can't handle it and they freak the fuck out. Yeah, I gotta make that about the peaceful protest and shit you see. Let me tell you something. I used to work at a psych facility for 4 years, about 5 years. The crazy chaos I saw on the side of like these entitled kids. And really, the kids were like 13, 14, all the way up to 18 years old. And they were at this facility for all sorts of psychological issues. The diagnoses were schizophrenic, oppositional defiant disorder. It doesn't really matter what the label is, except for schizophrenic. It doesn't matter what the label is. Really, it boils down. We could establish order or with a reality check and a sort of understanding of consequence, and that the consequence is going to be backed by with authority, and you're gonna participate in the program, or you can participate in a program that you're gonna fucking hate, where you do nothing. That's it. That was it. And the reason I'm talking about that is because at that facility, we were the dad. We were the dads, because these kids were adopted and they came in. They were from homes that didn't have dads, or dads that couldn't be bothered. So we were the dad. And now I see it. I see the chaos that I saw in there on a much larger scale, a wider scale, almost global. We keep in the United States, entitled fucking kids, entitled fucking families who can't handle consequence, who can't handle when they fuck up. Now, though, with these recent riots, sometimes the authority figure, the one who lays down the law, the consequence goes a little too far. Our fucks up. They fuck up. These the riots at Minneapolis or whatever. Did you see the video where the chick went for a taser? That says she had a taser. I was gonna tase you, and she shot him. That should be a stream of called why we shouldn't have women as police officers. And I'm telling you, that's gonna piss off women. Be like, oh, we could do anything you could do. No. When first off, men can't give birth. You can give birth. So no, you can't do everything we can do. We don't have to worry about periods because we don't have periods. So you can't do everything we can do. You can't even open jars. Okay. No, but seriously, when I could go on YouTube and find videos very easily of female police officers that can't even find their gun. They can't tell the difference between their gun and their fucking taser. And these are trained. No. They don't need to be there. They can be dispatched or hall monitors or what are minute maids. But getting back to fatherless households. Do you guys want to call in? You guys want to call in and give your take about fatherless households or talk about your experience if you grew up in one? I'm curious. I'm really curious. Especially if you grew up in one. Another way the government does not care about the government doesn't really care about the family unit, especially when it comes to black families. And this is a talking point they usually bring up, is when you have fathers that are arrested for like non-violent crimes. It's not like petty, like small possession, little shit like that. Like especially when it's just weed and shit like that. That stuff, it's like okay. We were sitting aside in the 80s with crack, right? The CIA dumps crack in those areas. The government comes in and cracks down and arrests those people, shattering the families. The government was really involved in shattering the families in. God, it's like the government doesn't care. It's like the United States doesn't care about its own people. They care about. Let's see, the CIA was trying to fund its wars, secret wars around the world. They still don't really care. They just want the votes. They want you to stay on the plantation. I'm fond of martini or brandy if it's available. I don't have any brandy. I just have Tecate right here. I need more liquor. I need more liquor money. I was trying to think too. What are some good Hollywood examples of a father figure? Can't really think of any. I quickly would have say Hollywood doesn't care about the family, but there has to have been a couple, like an exception. I thought, like, when it comes to TV shows, I could think of, like, Home Improvement. Tim Taylor. Definitely not Tony Soprano. That would be a horrible pick right there. But usually the fathers are portrayed as like dumb idiots, just assholes, just grumpy assholes, can't be bothered to do much, and very lazy. Uh, it's like, okay, all right. I think King of the Heel was a good example of a father, how a father should be. Okay, all right, but he could have done more with Bobby. Okay. And I heard the theory, by the way, of King of the Hill that Bobby wasn't even Hank's. That what's his name? The bald fat dude, the one who looks like Ethan Ralph from the Kill Stream. That he was actually the father. That would be something. That would explain why Bobby is the way he is. Yeah, I kid though, but I think that show kind of illustrated, like, I could point to that as an example of like how it was when I was a kid. Like my father was there. I didn't really respect his authority. We clashed heads, of course. I would have do things my way. I'd fuck things up on purpose or by accident or whatever. Be like, whatever, Dad. You can't tell me what to do. Try to go to my mom to get out of something, which would just make things worse. Hank dad is more like my dad. Yes, yes. Tom Selleck? Yeah, Tom Selleck, yeah. Yeah, loving parents that want to be together make a difference. Like if you're man, that's what I was talking about in the sort of intro stream on Sunday. Was that, like, you could have a mom and dad together, but if they don't like, if they're not working, they might as well just, you have two choices, or I guess three really. You could work on it and actually improve and make things better, or you can just not do anything and let things continue, or you could split. And even if, when they say fatherless home, even in a divorced situation, that father could still be there in that child's life. That way it's not a fatherless home necessarily. I mean, when I'm thinking home, when I'm saying home, I mean like, I don't mean like a physical home. I mean like what the kid's structure, what the family structure is. Now, of course, things get really messed up with that. Let's say the family got divorced. Let's say the mom and dad got divorced because of like infidelity, some shit like that. And the mom might hold that, or the mom might think she's I don't know, doing right by preventing her son or daughter from spending time with their dad. Maybe the mom even said, your dad's a complete asshole. Maybe the son and daughter believe that the dad's a complete asshole for what he did, and they want nothing to do with him. Okay. And that's going to happen. But if they're able to spend time together, if she lets him have access, which legally it should be required to do, even by the court, if he can use that time to really try to get his kids to understand, look, I made this mistake because this, but really spend the time with the kids and not so much on talking about what happened in the past, but spend that time on building a relationship with the kids and bonding with them. But that's gonna be hard to get over with. You get through. Shit. Oh, Jim Savisel. Definitely not Bill Cosby, right? Bill Cosby was America's dad. He was. And he had great fatherly advice. He did. But he can't use any of it. He can't reference him with that stuff. Because America's dad wasn't even there for his own kids. He was out knocking out chicks. Knocking out chicks and giving them nightmares. He was like Freddy Krueger. Now Tom Hanks is America's dad, apparently. Yeah, I Googled that when I had to. I was like, well, if Bill Cosby's no longer America's dad, who is? Tom Hanks? Tom Hanks? Really? He wasn't even there for his kids. But none of those Hollywood guys really are. I mean, it's a selfish career. It's a narcissistic career. It's gonna like the fathers that are like in entertainment, like let's say like Johnny Cash and music, they're not gonna be there for their kids. But they may be there for like in times and moments, and they might be able to repair what's been done or kind of mend bridges. Okay, all right, fine. But that's not good. And I get that with most two-parent households, one parent might be working long hours, very long hours, usually the dad. So he may not be there all the time, but there's that usually a weekend, usually one off day, here and there. Just. But even if dad wasn't involved in like entertainment, like say Hollywood or movies, TV or music or whatever, as long as they actively were involved in the kid's life, I think that would be better than them not being involved at all. Like, let's say Ethan Ralph. People say Ethan Ralph, that child's better off without Ethan Ralph. I think so. That's true. Ethan needs to fix a lot of stuff. Ethan knows that he's not good for that child. He needs to fix things about his life. And he knows he's not going to be able to do that. I wonder if the reason why Ethan Ralph is not going to be part of his son's life, at least when he's a baby anyway, is that Ethan knows, or that he's afraid that he's not going to be able to be his dad. He's not going to be there for him. Or actually, maybe he just didn't give any thoughts about it, and it was some sort of ultimatum from Matthew Vickers, Faith's father. Wow, Jesus Christ! I'm mentioning these names again. Wow. Workaholics are good providers, but not family men. Yes, true. I mean, my father was a workaholic, but they are there. Like, and that was part of my issue with my father. Like, I'll gotta look at these stats and really compare them. Fatherless homes versus compared to homes where it's just not a strong bond with the father. That's going to be interesting. Should be interesting to see how that looks. I remember how my dad was when he came back home after work. Yeah, he didn't spend much time with me. He was crack open a beer. He was like doing his thing, and I did my thing. And we never really bonded or shared any time together, whatever. But and we talk about that now, and my dad regrets that. He regrets that. He sees how I am with my son, and he's like, I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have done that, and I wish I could have done things that, like you do with your son. It's like, because I also work quite a bit, long hours, especially at night. But, that's home. I don't regret that though. I don't regret the past. I don't. First of all, I don't have time for it. But second of all, he was in the home. He was there, and it's in his presence. While I didn't like some of it when I was a kid, there was things I did like, things that left an impression on me. The reason why I got into rock early on because my dad would make like mixtapes. Actually, he had a reel to reel. He had his whole like elaborate like setup, like he had a cassette deck. This is like 80s. This is like 70s, 80s tech, music stuff, and he was obsessed with just creating these good mixes of music, whatever. It was a mixed bag of stuff, like ZZ Top, Led Zeppelin. He wasn't into heavy music. Like, he had an Ozzy Osbourne CD, but he didn't even know how he had that. It's like, why do I have this? But I remember those days, and those were good. We had a pool table. My dad would always try to teach me how to play pool. Never good at it. Never got good at it. But some of my favorite moments are when my friends were over. My dad would be shit-faced drunk, teaching us how to play pool. And it's like, okay, this is good. Good moments. So what I'm saying is, while my dad wasn't there 100% all the time because he was at work a lot, he was there in ways that mattered. Like when I found my dad's porn stash. The time I almost got my ass kicked by a complete stranger for throwing rocks at moving vehicles. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. I think it was 10. I was in the ditch. It's been raining raining a lot, whatever. I was in the ditch with my sister, and we're just taking clumps of like mud and throwing at vehicles as they went by. And then, boom, it hit one, and the truck like stopped. I was like, oh shit. I ran inside, hauled ass inside. Like, hid in my closet. I was like, no. I heard the knock at the door. I was like, oh shit. My dad answered it. I heard him talk. And the guy was laughing, really. My dad was laughing too. He comes into my room. He's like, son, don't ever run back to the home after you do something like that. Run somewhere else. I was like, okay. But really, don't do that shit. That dude is going to kick your ass. I mean, the point of that story is that just because you have a father at home doesn't mean you're not going to do stupid shit. Every kid does stupid shit. You do all sorts of dumb shit. But what they do is they offer you a sort of life lesson moment. Like, hey, don't do this. Don't do it that way necessarily. They kind of help you. Some help more than others. We don't pick where our parents are. But, I mean, for all Ethan Ralph's faults, he might be able to teach his son how to collect lemons. Oh, no. Or how to grow a gun. Or how to properly pick the hamburgers out or cheeseburgers out for the trash. Those are life skills. I don't know about that one. What do you guys think? What are some And this cigar is like falling apart. It is like breaking up right here. It's been sitting in my humidor for a while. It kind of fluctuates, so that's my fault. Got a new batch of cigars coming in. I'm looking forward to it. Should be good. Anyway, what about you guys? Any life experience, life lessons you learned from your fathers? And like the tobacco leaf is like breaking up, like disintegrating in my tongue. It's like, am I chewing tobacco over here? Am I smoking a cigar? Oh, what you guys were saying? Faith, which is the mother of the demon baby, which, you guys know. But Faith wasn't, when she was pregnant and she was dealing with the kill stream drama of Ethan Ralph, yeah, she was in every East Libs Discord looking for clout. Yeah. Hell, I even talked to her, and I was going to have her on. I thought for a moment maybe I'd have her on, but then after I messaged her, the conscience came in and was like, dude, no, just don't do it. You're never going to come back from that. If you have faith on Hard Talk Radio, you ain't never come back from that. You can go from 50 views to 0 views. Ain't no one's going to want to know what she's all about. Yeah. Besides, Faith and Matthew Viggers, they have this sort of fame that those reality show parents get. Like those I'm 16 and pregnant, like what that daughter gets and when the family gets from that. They like that fame, but that fame it's not good. It's not earned. Why through any virtuous act. It's earned because your daughter is loose. Your daughter is a whore. Going back to baby daddy issues with daughters. At fatherless homes, the girls are more likely to be promiscuous and get pregnant early on. That is true. However, what's the point of having a father in the home if the father is never talking to the daughter and the daughter spends all her time in her room on Discord? In that situation, in Faith's home, she has no father. Well, not a father who's watching what she's doing all the time. Not a father who's taking control of what's going on. I say this so I say it like it's easy to have control over your teenage daughter. It's not easy. But it's easier if you start from the beginning. That you have an understanding that, look, with certain things like cell phones or whatever, there's gonna be an expectation. I'm gonna check these messages. You don't like it? Okay, too bad, so sad. You can go somewhere else. You have to parent these kids. You can't be their friend. You can't be just their friend, I should say. You can't be... You can't be their Medicaid and food stamps. You can't just be They're roommates. You can't just be like their vending machine for or just like because in households where the kids spend all their times in their room and never come out and never really interact with the parents, what are the parents doing really? They're providing if they're working, right? They're providing a roof over their head, clothes, food. But are they talking to them? Are they engaging with the kids? And that's gonna be an interesting bracket here. You know, we're talking about fatherless households, homes, but what about homes where the parents are pretty much addicted to TikTok and on their phone just as much as the kids? I heard it before. People described like people like as parents on their phones is addicted to their phones while they're trying to watch their kid. Dude, that's really not any better than having a parent who's like high off, just shot up heroin or at like a bottle of Malibu watching their kid. I mean, if they're really distracted to the point to where they're not paying attention on their kids in the street, boom, got to be on top of that stuff. We should have a stream, parenting advice stream. We talk about how to manage your alcohol and be a father at the same time. How to drink responsibly and get tipsy and get a buzz and also watch your kids at the same time and interacting with them, being cool with them, playing games with them, like Nerf darts and shit, Or watch them while they ride bikes in the street. It's easy way to do that. You plant your ass in the street. That car is slowing down. Ain't gonna run you over. We're like, oh, okay, car, let's move out of the way. How to make gun sex tapes. Faith equals Anita Sarkeesian 2.0 of Gamergate Clouder. Does she? I mean, Anita Sarkeesian had those. Well, Anita Sarkeesian, back when she was making those videos, tropes versus games or whatever, I would have banged her. She didn't look that bad. But lately, she's like, I don't know, gotten fatter. Like, gotten ugly fat. I always thought that she had like those hoop earrings. Which is like, that's usually an indicator that, hey, you're gonna spread and that's gonna hold your legs, and there's really red lips. It's like, are you sucking a dick after this? What's going on? That's what I always thought when I saw Anita Sarkeesian video, which is weird because she goes on rants about the problems of stereotypical gender identifiers, whatever. You know what term I'm trying to use. Let's see. Stereotypical gender identifiers. I think that's the word. She did a video on Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, how Miss Pac-Man is problematic because in the pixels they put a bow and lipstick and she's literally wearing lipstick while she's telling you this and dolled up like a girl. So Anita Sarkeesian did more than Faith would ever do. She was part of the reason why your games suck now. Why our games suck now. She was, I hate to say it, influential. And she shouldn't have never been. But Chauncey Fatzik, I just mean professional victims. Professional victims. Did she do bomb threat? Ooh, did she do a bomb threat? You guys trying to bomb my house? No, that's just me flying a drone over. I didn't know it would make it that far. What gave her fuel was the Jarbos and Sargons of the group. I think so. Looking back at that, looking back at Jarbo and Sargon, when they used to talk a lot about, they'll play a Anita Sarkeesian video and have pretty good takes about like what Anita Sarkeesian's doing, which of course anybody with a brainstem could have a good take about that, because really Anita Sarkeesian is talking about nothing. She's talking about how Mario's problematic because you save the princess because it's damsel in distress. That's a trope. That's a true classic through and through, because people recognize the importance of saving somebody, especially a woman. Why? Come on. It's right there. It's written in our fucking DNA. There's two people in distress, a dude or a chick. Who do you save? You should really save the dude. But he saved that chick. Hey. But looking back at it, would she have been as popular if it wasn't for Matt Jarbo or Sargon? They were hate watching her. And the comments are good. I actually remember enjoying Matt Jarbo's. Actually, I think I enjoyed more Sargon's takes. It's weird talking about it now. It seems so long ago. But what I'm getting at here, when you hate watch somebody so much, you're really kind of helping them. You're not hurting them. You're just giving them more attention, aren't you? I mean, that's what it is. It's part of it. Like all those people who hate watch a Dark Side Phil. Okay. You know how I learned about Dark Side Phil? Because of the hate watchers. Like, okay. Bros before hoes. Yeah, bros before hoes. Besides, a dude could suck your dick too. Probably better too. Maybe that cough is God punishing me. Don't worry, God. I'm just testing the chat. I'm testing Chauncey Fatsack and E.T. Templar. Sure I am. So this has been a pretty good stream. Let's talk about fatherless homes. I think Wednesday, we'll see what happens. What we'll talk about. It might be, I don't know how I could do another stream on fatherless homes unless I get even more material on it and go deeper on famous shitty dads. Famous shitty dads. That would be good. Let's see. Wait a minute. What am I waiting for? John Candy? Okay. John Candy, yeah. I was gonna think of what's his name? My mind is going blanks right now. So let's see. Who's let's see. I was thinking Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen's father. I mean, I don't know anything about him necessarily other than he produced Charlie Sheen, which is like, okay. I don't think he was around much. R. Kelly too. Oh, wait, are you for real? Not for real. You abandoned PPP at birth? Guys, we can't make fun of PPP. We can't make fun of him. We can't do that. I was warned that my family might be targeted. Emilio Estevez. What did he do again? He's a son of Martin Sheen. Yeah, so I will you know what? Honestly, Wednesday stream, shit, I'll probably just making some internet drama stuff. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Joe Biden raised Hunter. Hey, we can't make fun of him either. Joe Biden's America's dad. Best dad ever. You know you're a winner when your son is trying to smoke Parmesan cheese. I wouldn't do that for a live stream. I still need to get some Carolina Reaper peppers and eat them on live stream. So that's going to happen in the future this month if I order them, or just go to the store and buy them. So there's that. Anyway, hey, I'm going to wrap this stream up here. Thanks for watching, guys. Small channel, bringing the Rant and Chill style stuff over here. That way, if I go too crazy, say something, it's only messing this one up. Because when I start reading the when I start talking about a particular religious group's connection or association with porn, that might put a target on me. I'm just saying. Which I haven't done. I haven't done that yet. I need to do that. Anyway, y'all take it easy. You have a good one. Stay safe.